What is going on, MS Gym Nation? How you guys doing? Welcome to today. Sorry I'm a little bit late on the exercises today. I had a little bit of a change in schedule this morning, but it's 8:05, 8:06 here, so not super duper late, but a couple hours, but that's all right. Sometimes I'm gonna need to do that because I got meetings or something to do with the family at home. So I'm glad you guys are here. If you're just joining us, I want to welcome you. My name is Trevor. I'm the creator and founder of the MS Gym. My voice doesn't usually sound like this. I have a little bit of a head cold, so pardon my quietness or my stuffiness, however you want to say it. Don't have a lot of strength in here. So anyway, so I want to welcome you guys to the MS Gym. This is the place where you learn how to move with exercise, or how to move with MS, how to exercise with MS, and how to restore proper function, strength, endurance, flexibility, and mobility to your body. So this week we're talking about a pretty important topic, which is your hand, elbow, and wrist mobility. Because when you start to lose that, you really start to become limited as a human being walking on this planet because you need your hands to move. What's up, Kim? You need your hands to move. So on Monday, we talked about what to do kind of at the elbow and wrist area on this side and how to work on ulnar and radial deviation. Yesterday, we really talked about pronation, supination, when we really talked about wrist flexion, extension, and then rotation. And today we're going to actually talk about the hand itself, okay? So here comes anatomy, man. Here we go. Woo! Hello, anatomy man. Hello, children. What are we talking about today, sir? Well, we are talking about the hand today, okay? So when we zoom into the hand, again, like we talked about yesterday, you can see all of these muscles connect in to move your digits and to move the hand. So that's why we did so much work on your forearms, so your brachioradialis, your pronator teres, your supinator, and then all of these digital flexors and digital extensors that are over here. Now, when we look at the hand, you can see the muscles of the hand. This is the palmar side. So that means palm, okay? So when we look at this, we got these muscles right here. You can see how many muscles are in the thumb. Those are the muscles that allow your thumb to be opposable, right? And then if you look over here, the pinky also has a lot. So for those of you who don't think this do much, it does a lot because this grip right here, bringing that pinky across and bringing that thumb across are really what give us our grip as a human being. And then if you look really close in there, you can see what are called the interossei muscles, okay? So we're looking right through that, okay? All right, so we see all that funness. See all that stuff in there? Give you a sec to check it out, okay? So you can see all of these muscles going on through the hand here, these opponent's muscles. So when spasticity happens in here, you can see there's not a lot of space. What that does is it really pulls the hand in like that. So we've got to work on getting rid of those, all right? So, what was I going to talk about? I don't remember. All right, we're good. So, here we go. So the best thing that you can do is get a table to be working on your hands, all right? So you're going to have a table like this that you can rest your hands on because you can just kind of sit here and work on them, but sometimes it's a little bit easier to kind of lean forward, you still BGB, you get your abs in, and you're kind of supporting your body weight like this. So again, you can sit in a stool and just work on your hands as we do this stuff, but sometimes it's a little bit easier to concentrate on your hand if it's supported by something. So you're not having to worry about, am I in BGB, am I supporting my hand right? You can kind of just support yourself on something. So oftentimes where the dysfunction in the hands come from are either the hand claws up or the hand splays out. It's a little bit more common for the hand to curl up than it is to go into flexion than it is to go into extension, but both can happen, all right? So we'll talk about the claw first. So if your hand is clawing in, so whether you're getting a curve in like this, that's an ulnar nerve problem. If you're getting this coming down this way, a lot of times that's a median nerve problem or radial nerve problem. And if you have sensation issues in here, that's that median nerve. So you got ulnar nerve, radial nerve, median nerve, right? So in here. So you got 3 big nerves that come in. Now, if your hand is stuck like this, then what that typically means is that the back side of the arm, okay, the wrist extensors, the elbow extensors, the finger extensors are being affected by your MS, which then allows or permits the hand to go in and collapse like that. So everything's in a balance. So when we lose the braking system, it causes our hands to do this. So we've got to remove that spasticity first, and then we've got to work on working that hand open. So if you have a lacrosse ball or a tennis ball, this is a really good time to use this. Now you can sit here and remove that spasticity in your hand with your fingers, which we're going to do here in a sec, but for a global release, it's kind of good sometimes to just get a ball and just rock it out. So where you're wanting to release is right in this opponent's muscle right here in the meat of your palm, and then also this digiti minimi, this opponent's that pulls across. Now we'll work on some of that stuff in a sec, but we've got to reduce this spasticity in here and also in between the bones of the hand. So you can do this one of 2 ways. Either you can put your palm down and you can just get your thumb in there, your other thumb, and work it. But if you have spasticity in both hands, a lot of times if you start working one hand, this side starts to freak out. But what I want you to do is I want to show you first. So you get right up in that hand, and you're going to get right up in that palm, or in that palmar part of your thumb, and you're going to work it. You will find spots in here. This is super duper sensitive. What you want to do, even if it's clawed up like this, just get in there and just work it. Like you can use your fingers to kind of move. You can use your thumb to get in there, whatever it might be. And it doesn't need, you don't need to kill your hand. It's just a slow kneading of those hand muscles. Okay? So we're going to do that for about 30 seconds. So another way to do this, so keep rubbing if you're feeling good. Another way to do this is to take a ball. You're going to put that right here. Try to open that hand, and you just relax this hand. Don't try to spread it. Just relax, and you're just rolling this forward. Here's the other thing, you guys. If you're not in claw hand, but you also are someone who does a lot of writing or does a lot of keyboarding, these are great exercises to do at your desk. So grab a ball and then sit at your desk in good BGB position, so shoulder blades back and abs in, and then you're just going to work on just removing that spasticity in that thumb first. All right? All right, so we got there. So let's do the other side, okay? So we're going to get right through here again. So you can start it off with the hands, kind of getting in and helping your hand, and you just relax this hand. And it's a very small motion, just kind of kneading this thing out. So just kneading these muscles in here, okay? So that will be sensitive. And then you can get on that ball, same thing, get up. You can support yourself with this hand, remember to BGB, and you just get right in on that thumb, okay? Right in on that opponent's muscle, okay? And it runs kind of diagonal, so it's good to kind of roll in that position first, and then you can go across the muscle fiber and make that happen. So you kind of just remove that thumb. Now try not to, again, don't get your fingers all crazy. Just relax it, okay? You want to take all tension out of there. Okay? All right, so then next, what we're doing here is we're going to do the pinky side. So again, where that is it's right along this border here. So it's kind of like in the foot, we release the inner arch and then the outer arch, and then in the middle, we're doing the same thing here. So I want you to start down here at this bone, and you're going to work up. So you're going to kind of be in this side. So we were over here in this muscle, now we're going to be over here in this muscle, and we're going to work that as well. So this can also be uber duper sensitive, okay? So either one of those, because they do a ton for grip strength. And when they're in spasticity, man, you know it. You can't use your hand very well. So you kind of just get in, you work from bone here to bone up there, and you kind of just move those bones around and see what you got. Hey, again, you can start this and you can kind of work that like this. You can kind of work that pinky side with that ball, just kind of rolling that out and see where you're at. So, you know, oftentimes because we're such a computer-based and device-based society, a lot of people have these kind of clawy fingers, so this really helps, and you just kind of chill out. Again, it doesn't take a ton of pressure. All right, other side. So you're going to get right down in that hand, get down into that pinky side of things, Let it chill out. Okay, abs are in, blades are down. Make sure you're not sitting here shrugging like this. And if it's better for you to sit up and do it, go for it, man. Rock out. So we're getting right along that pinky border. Okay? And then we get in and we just roll. And we just roll. Okay? All right. So that's how we release those two. Now we're going to go to the digits. Okay? So we got these three. So the muscle belly for that runs right up here. Okay? So what we're going to do is that if we have fingers that are curled in like this, okay, then we know that those are going to be up. They're going to be kind of on the diagonal portion of the arm right here, and you can feel it. If you move those fingers at all, you'll feel where they are. Okay, so it's going to be kind of right up here on the forearm. So what I want you to do is kind of get in the middle of your forearm, and I want you just to slowly work your way down. Okay, so slowly work your way right towards those fingers. So working your way down here. So we're just working this. So if you're clawing and you do this, you will feel those muscles kind of start to open up. Again, you can go ball on this and rub. You can also just kind of rub that ball in the middle of your forearm. So I'm doing it like this. I'm just kind of moving back and forth. And I'm getting those muscles to open up. And if you're in spasm, you're going to feel this, man. You're going to feel that a ton. So we're going to release those digits by going into the forearm. And again, it's not over here in this big meaty portion on the thumb side. It's more right in line with these muscles right through here. So it's right in that, it's kind of on the inside portion of your forearm. So we're going to get in there and we work all the way up into the wrist, okay? Don't push really hard on the wrist. There's some blood vessels in there. But once you get back here into those muscle fibers, have at it, man. Get after it, okay? All right. Now, what we're going to do is, we're going to work on the inside of these muscles. So when we look at our hand, you got the bones that are right here, but in between those bones are called your interosseous, meaning between bones, okay? So we already did these two, so we got to get in between those fingers. So what I like to do is we kind of pinch, okay? We pinch right there. You're going to find a metatarsal head or a knuckle, and then another knuckle, and then it's right in between those knuckles. So what you're going to do is gently, because there's a lot of nerves in here, you're going to rub right in between those bones, and you'll feel it. You kind of have to get in with this C shape and go up and down on those muscles. So you kind of get in, and I use my thumb on the palmar side, and then I use my fingers on the dorsal side, okay? So we're going to be this way, and we just get in there. You can feel it. You'll feel the tension in there a lot of times. And go light. It doesn't take a lot of pressure on here. Now, you can also do this kind of sitting down. I'm just kind of showing you. So you can relax it. You can do it sitting. But you start with the pinky. Then you go to between the middle and the ring finger, and you work on that. Okay? And again, you don't have to go super hard, and you don't want to have your hand open. You just want it nice and chilled out. Okay? So you're going to be using the thumb on this side, fingers on this side, and just going to work through that palmar side of the hand. And then we're going to go between the middle and the index finger, or the first finger. And we're going to go through and we're going to work this. Okay? And you'll feel it. Okay? You're going to feel all that kind of stuff in there. So you kind of go up and down, kind of work through those bones. All right? So that's on that side. So then we get to the forearms on the other side, same jam. So you find those first three fingers, trace it back, and then you're going to get right up in that forearm area, okay? Or you're going to go over the top and get there. So go over the top and release those muscles. However you can do it, however you want to do it. You can use a fist, and you can just kind of strip those muscles out. So when you find a spot, that's cool. Just get in there and rock it. So we're going right down the forearm like this, and we're relaxing our fingers. Okay? And you can do it. As you do this, watch my fingers. I'm not doing that with my hands. Like that's actually removing it. So when I pull and I pull back, when I do this, see my fingers are opening on their own. Okay? So I'm releasing that muscle, those muscle fibers, and releasing that claw. So you can see when I pull back like this, my fingers open up. I'm not doing that on my hand. That's from the exercise. Okay? So see, I'm opening. So you may want to pull back on your forearm. Instead of going down, you may want to pull back. You may want to pull back and strip those muscles out that way. Okay? So 30 seconds on the forearm. and then we're getting right up in this interosseous, okay? So we just chill the hand out, and we just get in there, okay? Oh, that hurts, okay? Right, so I have a lot of sensitivity on this palmar side in between those muscles, okay? Not surprising because my elbow, this is the worst elbow, this is the elbow that hurts more, and that ulnar nerve is getting affected, so it makes sense, okay? So in between the pinky and the ring, in between the ring and the middle. So you're going to keep rubbing that bad boy out, and then you're going to go in between the fingers and the index and the middle finger, okay? So kind of getting in there, getting down near that thumb is pretty sensitive, okay? So we're going to be right down there. And the whole point is to like open that hand up and get that thing going, okay? All right. So now we've got it pretty loose, right? We release the opponents, we release the pinky, we release all the muscles that are actually controlling the fingers down like this, okay? And now it's time to use them. So what we're going to do is you're just going to sit and you're going to hold your hand like this, and what you're going to do is you're going to touch your pinky, and then you're going to open. Then you're going to touch your ring, then you're going to open. Then you're going to touch your middle, and then you're going to open. Then you're going to touch your index or your first finger, and then you're going to open. Now, you want to do this facing you. I don't want you in pronation. I want you opened up like this, okay? So, you can either do it down like this, or you can do it facing you, whatever you need, just to kind of support you, but make sure you're in BGB, okay? So, what we're going to do here is this. So, I'm going to lean forward. I got pinky to thumb. I'm going to push into the pads of my fingers, okay? And then I'm going to spread my hand apart as far as I can. Then I'm going to push into my ring finger. So I'm pushing into the pads of the finger like this. And then I'm going to pull away. Then I'm going to push into the pads of the middle finger. And I want you to do this for like 3 to 4 seconds. And then you're going to pull away. Then you're going to push into the index finger. So push into your pads. Kind of make a circle with all these. Okay? So you're going to push into your pads and then open. And then you're going to repeat. So it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, release. Okay, open that hand. 2, 2, 3, 4, release. 3, 2, 3, 4, release. 4, 2, 3, 4, release. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, release. 2, 2, 3, 4, release. 3, 2, 3, 4, release. 4, 2, 3, 4, release. Okay? All right, other side. Here we go. 1, 2, pinky to thumb. 3, 4, release. 2, 2, 3, 4, release. 3, 2, 3, 4, release. Get that thumb down. 4, 2, 3, 4, release. Now here's a key. On this hand that we just did, don't let it curl back up. Keep it open. 1, 2, pinky. 3, 4, release. 2, 2, 3, 4, release. 3, 2, 3, 4, release. 4, 2, 3, 4, release. This is called autogenic inhibition. So we cause the muscle contract. 2, 3, 4, release. And then as we release the muscle, it actually chills those muscle spindles out. 4, release. 1, 2, push into the pads of your fingers. 4, release. Index, and 1, 2, 3, 4, release. Woo! Okay? So you can feel those things kind of coming alive. Now, what I'm going to have you do is your hands are going to be flat on the table. And what you're going to do is you're just going to spread them, baby. So spread them. And then let them come back in slow. Spread them. And then let them come back in slow, okay? So hands are down, lean forward. BGB. Neck is aligned. Don't let your head fall forward. Get up. Get active. Okay, ready? So hands are as flat as you can get them. And I want you to try to get your backside of your hands as flat as you can on the mat. Ready? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and back in. And go. 2, 2, 3, 4, and back in. 3, 2, 3, 4, and back in. 4, 2, 3, 4, back in. Abs in, blades down. Come on. Neck in. 5, 2, 3, 4, back in. 6, 2, 3, 4, back in. 7, 2, 3, 4, back in. Last one. 8, 2, 3, 4, and back in. Okay? So we got those fingers rocking. So we got fingers abducting, adducting, in and out. And we also had releases going on. Okay? Now we're going to do the thumbs. So we got thumb workout here. So what you're going to do is your thumb is going to be, I want you inside your finger. So lined up with that first finger. Now what you're going to do, I want your rest of your hand kind of flat and open. Try not to get it this way. Try to open it. And then what you're going to do with your thumb is you're going to pull it away from the finger. Okay, so this is called extension. So it goes down. So if you look at it from the side, I'm not to the side of my hand. I'm actually, my thumb is lined up with my first finger, and then I pull it away. Line up with that first finger, and then I pull it. It's like I'm pulling it down. It's easier to do this when your hand is down. So your hand is going to kind of be chill. You put your thumb on your first finger. Abs are in, and you just lift that thumb up. And this is kind of difficult if your thumb's a little tricky. And then you bring it back down. So you're pulling it back towards yourself. Thumb up, so you can see it's vertical, and then back down. Thumb up, and back down. Thumb up, and back down. So you see what I'm doing here? It's thumb up, straight up, and then back down. Thumb up, and then back down, okay? Thumb up, and back down. Try to prevent these fingers from squeezing together. Everything just needs to be chill. Bring it up because you want to isolate that thumb. If you need to use the other hand to keep your fingers apart or down, then do it. Up and back down. And if you're really having a hard time, help yourself. Bring it up, hold it, and then bring it back down. Bring it up, hold it, and back down. Bring it up, hold it, and back down. Okay, so that's extension. And then the last thing we're going to do on the thumb, go ahead and move it to the side. Hand is just going to kind of be chill, and then you're going to move it to the outside. Now, I want your fingers together on this, but not squeezing. So your fingers are just hanging out, and you're just pulling it out, and then back in. Pulling it out, and then back in, okay? So again, you're just going to kind of be chilling with that hand on the table, and you're going to pull out, and then back in. Out, and then back in. And do this stuff all day, you guys. If you have hand issues and it's really a problem, then while you're sitting there watching TV, do it. Boom. And come back down. Or like this way. Come back down. Whatever. You're driving. Okay? You have one hand on the wheel. Other hand should be doing this. Out. And back in. Okay? Keep going. 1. And back in. 2. And back in. 3. And back in. 4. And back in. 5. And back in. Okay? So we did this first to kind of get that thumb in the flow of the rest of the party and get it going, but then now we're actually doing isolated, which is a little bit more difficult. Because you do want your thumb to be able to move independent of your other fingers. All right, other side. So we got that thumb flat, or that thumb extension. So this thumb is lined up with that first finger, and then you're lifting. And then back down. And then you're lifting. 2. And then back down. And then you're lifting. 3. And back down. Then you're lifting. 4. Back down. Then you're lifting. 5. Back down. Lift. 6. Back down. Lift. 7. Back down. Lift. 8. And back down. Turn your hand over. Palm of your side. And we go to the outside. 1. And back in. 2. And back in. 3. And back in. 4. And back in. 5. And back in. 6. Get it right here. Back in. 7. Back in. and 8. And back in. Awesome. All right, you guys, so that's it. All right, so we release the thumb, release the pinky, release the fingers. Okay? Then we worked on separating those fingers. Then we worked on what's it called? Opponent. Okay? And separating in this way, separating this way, separating this way, separating this way. And then we worked on fingers. Then we worked on thumb extension and thumb abduction. All right? So when you put all those together, it lets your hands get a lot more free. So keep working on this stuff this week. The stuff we did on Monday was all about this path. Tuesday was here, 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 flexion, extension. Today was all about hands. Tomorrow we're going to go into a little bit of some strength training stuff. Okay? So some strength training stuff, some finger push-ups and all that kind of deal to get movement fed back into your system. So if you like this video, go ahead and give me likes. If you want to heart it, give me a heart. I know this stuff isn't super like workout go, but if your hands don't work, it's going to be really hard for you to be able to do other exercises, especially when you get on the wall, when you get on your hands, when I have you hold weights eventually, bands eventually. If your hands don't work and your grip's not there, it's just not going to happen. So this is important stuff. I'm happy to take the time to do this with you. So, yeah, if you like it, love it, want to leave a comment, but keep practicing. Rock it out today, and I will talk to you guys later. Good work. Bye.